At Morgan Stanley, I had everything. I had a manager who I loved, I had a team I loved, the work was interesting, I got promoted to vice president, and I was getting paid more money than I ever dreamed of. But I left. In this video, I want to talk about why I left, and I think it's going to be a little different than you expect. So if you search on YouTube, why I quit investment banking, you'll probably find 50 videos, and they're all from someone in their mid-20s who's going on about how working for corporate America is the worst thing in the world, and having a stable career that pays you $200,000 a year is absolutely awful. I think that's generalizing just a bit. Well, for me, there's a totally different reason. So I'm not going to hate on Morgan Stanley, certainly, and I'm not going to hate on investment banking in general. Now, the investment banking role, yeah, that's a little brutal, and I usually don't encourage people to do it. But pretty much all the other roles within an investment bank are really good career choices. Finding a team and work that interests you is amazing for long-term career and long-term career growth. But I have ADHD. I'm all over the place. I wake up, I look at my room and I say, wow, this would be amazing if this was clean. And then I leave and it's just a mess. That's just the way I operate. I have a ton of things going on at once, a ton of projects. My mind is always racing. And that's just the way I was born. It's the way I've always been. And honestly, I love that about myself. Now, I did learn how to control it. When I started off in banking, it was really difficult to forget getting promoted just to not get fired with this condition. It was really challenging, but then I learned to embrace it and to bring these crazy ideas to the table, talk to my manager, to my team, and often I was celebrated for coming up with really creative solutions to stuff. So I used it to my advantage to a point. But when you think about a career in banking, what do you think? Well, I'm going to do a good job, I'm going to do my tasks for 3 or 4 years, and then I'm going to get promoted. And along the way, you'll get your 10% base increases or your bonuses or whatever it is. For me, I can't sit and focus on one thing for 4 years to get 2 letters added to my name. I just can't do it. I want exciting projects. I want books. I want all sorts of stuff to come every single year. And I knew I just wasn't going to get that. Just staying on my team in banking. Even though, yeah, I'll build a new tool one year. I'll own a different task or a different function within the team, but ultimately it wasn't that excitement I needed. Now, I could never do what someone like Alex Lieberman, for example, did. I mean, he dropped out of Morgan Stanley, started Morning Brew, cold turkey with his friend, and next thing you know, they sold it a few years later for tens of millions of dollars. You can become extremely successful like that if you have the drive and the focus and no other responsibilities. Me personally, aside from being a little wacky, I have children, I have a wife, and I had a house. So I was always thinking, all right, I have to make a substantial, stable income to take care of my family, all the while entertaining myself, which is a very tricky balance to find. So even when I was at Morgan Stanley, I was coaching, I was running Script Uni, and I was doing Morgan Stanley. And when I left to Numerics, I did the same thing. And even now, I am doing a day job where I'm running a technology company, but then I do coaching and I have Script Uni on the side. So I always had these 3 things. One was kind of passive income, one was active income on my spare time, and one was a primary source of income. Most people don't need this because typically the people who settle down and have a family are the more patient. I'm kind of a little all over the place, but I have that as well. So it's different for me. But I think most people fall in one of the 2 buckets. Either they're patient and calculated, and they will join Morgan Stanley, for example, take a job in risk management, and all you have to do is just do a good job. Stay there for 10, 15 years, you'll get promoted. Analyst, associate, vice president, and executive director. And honestly, most people do peak there, but if you're really good, you'll make managing director, and you'll make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year working great hours, doing something you love with a nice team. There is no shame in that. And I don't understand why other YouTubers hate on it. It's phenomenal. You have no stress of running your own business. You're doing something you love with like-minded, intelligent people. I think it's amazing. I really do. And I respect people who can do that. Then there are the people like me who are super jumpy, all over the place, always trying to do something fun and exciting. For those people, if you don't have the responsibilities that I have, it's probably a good idea to go be an entrepreneur. Now, I don't mean emptying your savings in some crazy website idea you had. I did that when I was 18. It didn't work out very well. But that's fine to splurge a little and spend a lot of your time trying some business ideas or gluing yourself to other successful entrepreneurs, joining a young startup and taking a risk, taking a lower salary, but taking some equity in the company, stuff like that. You could have fun playing around like that. So usually people fall in one of those two buckets, and I know I'm kind of out of the norm where I fall in both. So I'm just hoping to encourage you to not trust all those videos that hate on a stable career. For most people, I think a stable career is amazing. It just wasn't for me. I'll see you all in the next video.